Hiya, that's Yana here with you. Haven't seen you for a while. Hopefully, you are doing fine, me too, and just working hard, really, and lots of things to do as well. And today, I wanted to continue my series of stories about the great cities in Scotland. So, this actually August, we visited one of I would say, the most beautiful and really picturesque place, which is rich in history and great scenery as well. It's called Stirling. I'll tell you a bit more about that. So we visited it already two times, and I was there just in the castle, the Stirling Castle. Then we saw the Highland Games there. I'm sure you saw the photos. And there also we visited the Old Town Jail. That was like a nice, funny acting tour. Okay. Yeah. So to start with, yeah, so Stirling is quite tiny. It's more or less 1 hour by car from Edinburgh, from the capital of Scotland. And all in all, so when you just arrive there, you can see the castle on the hill, more or less the same as in Edinburgh. Yeah, but I think it's much bigger if you ask me. And then just nature around. If in Edinburgh you arrive, you will see lots of shopping, malls, the stores here and there, cafeterias, traffic, buses, all the things around. Tourists, of course. But the moment you arrive in Stirling, it's the same castle, yeah, more or less, also on the rock, but it's just surrounded by valleys and nature all around. So hills there, lochs there, and it's just incredible, really. So that's why I really like Stirling, if you ask me. And I always recommend to my students who come here. So then we went to this castle, which is great and enormous. This is more or less for me the only castle that I saw where you can have the great garden. It was great garden with lots of flowers of all colors, really. I don't think that I've ever seen, so many flowers in one park. So that was Queen Anne's garden. And then when you go into the castle, yeah, so it's also like lots of rooms, the furniture, all the things that they used to wear, and also the history part, of course, yes, about the castle. And this castle is more, um, I would say even more than Edinburgh Castle, is a real fortress where real battles against English ones, yeah, so were, well, took place. And the great warriors like William Wallace, they fought there. And this is really a cool thing because in Edinburgh Castle, they also tell a story about the sieges and how it used to be a great fortress, a great wall against the other nations, like the English usually, right? Because Scottish, they always fought the English. But the Stirling Castle has even more to tell you about the great story behind. And it's surrounded by great kirkyards, and also the city is like tiny one with tiny narrow paths here and there. As you know, the symbol of Scotland is a unicorn, right? So you can see small unicorn in the middle of the square of the main street, and it's incredible, really. And I'll post more photos for you. And we visited the Highland Games. It was more or less in the playground, in the playfield near Stirling, not exactly in the city because the city doesn't have so much space, really. And to tell the truth, it was incredible. It was my first ever time to visit such competition, right? It was a great event organized by the city, and there were great warriors, great men and women, to tell the truth. And there you could have seen them, just throwing the boulders, uh, weightlifting, sprinting, cycling. Oh, so cool, really. And lots of great Scottish food around. That's true. What's next? Yes, I think that there was also, oh, yes, the most popular, the bagpipes and the Scottish dance. And finally, I saw them quite near. It was incredible, really. And Stirling is a must place to visit, maybe after Edinburgh and after Inverness. Okay, if you remember my story about Inverness, yeah, so I would say this is a place to be as well, right? So just after the capital, but Stirling is amazing. It's such a tiny city surrounded by lochs and amazing place to be. More than that, yeah, so I would say that because it is so, well, it is more, it is, like in the triangle, like if you go to Glasgow and Edinburgh, this is the next angle of the triangle, that will be Stirling. And they have got the great monument there of William Wallace. There is also the monument of the battlefield, yes, the Stirling Bridge battlefield. And they've got lots of great historical lands and sites there. Also Falkirk, hopefully I pronounced it correctly, it's quite near there. And it's another incredible city where you can see the cowpiece. This is a huge monument of horse heads. They used to be, I think the cowpiece represent a god, the god of the sea, possibly from mythology. So prove me wrong, right? And then more than that, there is a unique bridge. Yes, the special like a elevator for ships. And there in the Falkirk, yes, it's just on the way between Edinburgh and Stirling. You can visit this place as well and see this unique place, this unique bridge, yes, where you can see how the ships and boats are transported to another side. It's really interesting. So all in all, seriously, I would definitely recommend you going there. There are so many of these lovely kirks and tiny corners of history here and there. There are lots of monuments of great warriors like Wallace, and also this old town jail that we visited. And there is a very old church there. And we went inside as well, so also will be some photos of it. And there are so many things to see, you can't imagine. I think there is a special stone where, now forgive me, James, I think the sixth, was crowned. Incredible, isn't it? And there in the old town jail, so where I told you, yes, that there was this funny how to call it, yes, so the funny way of the guided tour. So there was a great actor, and this gentleman was just a guide, right? But he also played a policeman of the 18th century, and he played also the I think the governor of the city at that time again, and so on and so forth. And he was telling us stories about this place, about this jail. It was incredible, so interesting, like Dungeons and Dragons, really. And all in all, I haven't bought any, of course, as usual, souvenirs, yes, but to tell the truth, it's worth visiting just because of nature, just because of amazing places to be. And I really wonder if one day, Edinburgh would move, Scotland would move the capital from Edinburgh. I would say, come on, let's go to Stirling, right? Incredible city, incredible place to visit. So, +1 into your to-do visit list in Scotland, okay? So hopefully you will follow my advice. See you then later.